If you'd like to see more of our videos, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMtrading. Today's April 6, 2020, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the major economic events in the day, just one event coming out of Canada, Bank of Canada Business Outlook in the world of coronavirus situation. So that's going to be kind of interesting looking at that. Now looking at the markets, major pairs retrace versus the US dollar, and the South African rand runs to new all-time lows versus the USD. We're going to take a look at that. Now looking at the Dow Jones, bounces on President Trump's hopeful words from yesterday that he sees the light at the end of the tunnel here with the coronavirus peaking in the United States. A lot of people are questioning that, but let's take a look at that as well. Now, looking at the commodities, gold being very resilient, and oil rallies to $30 a barrel last week and then pumps it up this morning. I'm going to take a look at that as well. Lastly, looking at the stocks that continue to follow the index. Okay, this is still the current situation that we're in. We're still on the pulse of what's going on in the news. But let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're taking a look here at the Euro USD at a 4-hour chart, and you can see pretty much we had this nice little bounce, very little bounce after selling off. It's been a roller coaster ride. Okay, look, 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's just been over the past 2 months, just really been a tremendous roller coaster ride. What I do want to emphasize is that the peaks and the troughs are much smaller. Okay, the difference between 111.15-ish level and 107 is much smaller than this 114 down to 106-ish area. So just be aware of the fact that we are not trading with as much volatility as we were a couple of weeks ago and going into last month. So I do expect that to continue, okay, for the fact that, you know, altogether things are pretty much settling down. The lockdowns are being enforced, and thereby, you know, all the statistical numbers are coming in, and I think just things are being, you know, digested in the market as is. Now looking at the GBP USD, a little bit of a sell-off here from 24 down to 22, but the major player here, the major piece of the news is the South African rand versus the dollar, hitting an all-time new lows of 1930, okay, versus the USD. We were trading about 18, flat 18 just last week, and so you see this massive decline here with the outbreak, you know, coming along unfortunately in South Africa. So just be aware of this. This is all-time lows. I mean, if we look at a monthly chart, you could see that, you know, this even goes back, you know, from earlier. Okay, this is all new time lows. Okay, so, you know, a possible resistance area might be 20, just a round up number. But with that said, okay, just be aware that we're making new lows here. Looking at gold, trading in 1619, really in a tight range here between 1580 and 1620, not doing much there. Now looking at oil, this is the one that's really important because we did have this spike last week, okay? Going into Friday's trading, we traded all the way to $30 a barrel. Now we gapped down, and now we're filling the gap at 27.96. Your resistance-ish level is 28.55. So there is some momentum here, and if it does give way, it might exhaust the move at 28.55. So just be aware of that. Now looking at the Dow Jones, we're having a little bit of a spike here, okay? After President Trump came out yesterday saying that, you know, we're going to see the end of the tunnel here and everything is past us. The question is whether or not that's true, or that's just positive kind of reinforcement to, you know, investors and such. So just be aware, we are trading at 21,800-ish level. Okay, so real next resistance level is really 22,405. Okay, so just be aware that that's really your next resistance area. Okay, very important to understand that. So with that said, this can continue. Okay, not even a question if his words are, you know, very promising. But just be aware that we're still in the midst of all this, and we're not, you know, there's no light at the end of the tunnel until you see the numbers going down significantly. Okay, so that's really important to understand. Now looking at the stocks, Facebook, a little bit of a rally last week, if you call that, you know, to 153 from 150. Amazon trading sideways at 1900-ish level, but nothing really to write home about. Okay, if we look at JP Morgan, still very weak at $84 a share. Microsoft trading at 153. So things are flatlining. Okay, which means that, you know, all the information is being digested, and, you know, it's just a time and see kind of approach right now. So I don't expect too much volatility for this Monday, but as the week progresses, I do expect things to pick up. So far, we've had some decent volatility on the Dow Jones. So, if that continues to rally later today or make a correctional move, that's something to consider as today unfolds. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.